The units of study have made me see how lucky and truly blessed I am to be living in the society and time period I am. In the world, how far we have come as a society is truly amazing. Being an African American woman, majority of things I take for advantage I would not even imagine doing 100 years ago or more. For myself, I've changed my view on my place and purpose in the world, and that I know I have so much potential to do whatever I set my mind to. There's so many opportunities for me that if I just open up my eyes and grab them, I can.
I'm searching for these words to say to you. Please give me time, cause I'm searching.
Your race is one of the first things you use to identify yourself. In Huck Finn, we see that because Huck was white, we see him put himself above Jim, a slave, who was black. This is a prime example of white supremacy. In society, a lot of times one of the first questions we get asked is, what is your race? But why? Why must we choose to identify race with people? Why not things such as their skill or their intelligence, perhaps? It's unfortunate, but because of the racism that still exists in America, many will not care where you're from or how much money you have, yet it's the one thing we can't control that they choose to define us with. In Hoop Dreams, we see Arthur and William, two very talented young black men, accomplish so much thanks to their love and dedication to basketball. They were able to get through so many hardships and obstacles thanks to their love of the game. Yet in today's society, I see so many young black boys unable to see their self-worth thanks to the stereotypes placed on them since birth. This unit taught me that we may not be able to change the world, but we can change how we allow the world to affect us. Though there are so many racial stereotypes instilled in our society today, if we don't allow them to influence us, then we get them no power over us. This unit really shed a light on a side I've never paid that much attention to, which is how guys are affected by gender expectations. The TED Talk, A Call to Men, shed the light on the struggles men today face. We saw the example of the man box, which showed what guys are expected to do, such as show no emotion, always be dominant, and always appear strong in all situations. On the other side of the spectrum, we have female gender expectations. Women are always expected to be dependent on their husbands and submissive. In Streetcar, we saw how Stella knew Stanley was wrong, but she was so dependent on him she had no choice but to stay after what had happened between him and Blanche. Blanche also shows what society's standard of beauty can do to a woman. We saw how Blanche was always so ashamed of herself in broad daylight because of her age. Gender expectations are all around us. And this unit really helped me to realize that what we see as children very much affects who we are and how we act as we grow up. The gender expectations that we see at such a young age instill something in us, and if we allow these expectations to influence how we become, then how can we make a change in the world? So the question still remains, how do these two English 11 units that I've studied changed the way I view myself and the world around me? Well, I can truly say that these two units have really affected my openness and really allowed me to view things with a much more open eye, such as a greater appreciation for the world thanks to the race and culture unit. I just really value just all the different races and cultures that the world has to offer, that everyone comes from a different background and no one should be judged based on their background. The gender unit has allowed me to view myself as just such a strong person, and I can do anything I set my mind to as long as I believe in myself. I have such a great hope for the future generation that as long as they just keep up with the progress that has been made in such a short period of time, then who knows what might happen to the world.